Well, aloha kakahiaka, everyone. Welcome back. We've been away for a bunch of weeks. It is October 28th, and you are part of the Aloha Friday Hawaii Real Estate Show. I'm really excited for today. We got some new faces that we want to share. We're doing our warm up, our 5 minute warm up over here to get our Facebook Ohana to come back. Joan is with us. Awesome, Joan. Welcome back, Joan. Good to see you. Welcome back to you. Good to see you. And I am here with Heidi, who is hailing from Maui. Heidi Dollinger is from Maui. We have Dylan Nonaka, who is from the Big Island, and we have a new face. Ashliey, is it Ashliey? How do you pronounce that last name, Ashliey?
Wassen. If you can
A-
remember, like Wasson, Wassoff,
What's up? Or
Wassen.
what's up? What's
Or what's
up?
up? I like that more.
Ash- Ashliey Wassen, who is from Oahu. Scott is no longer part of the Islander Ohana, but we wish him well. But Ashliey is a new face that we're going to be trying out and seeing how she likes us. And of course, we'll like her, I'm sure. But we're all kind of trying that out. And Paul's back. Hey, Paul, welcome back, buddy, from Ventura County. Paul's back with us. Good to see you back on the show. So what we do in these 5 minutes here, we kind of warm up, is kind of get the mics working, making sure our audio is right, the lighting is correct, the makeup is on, all that kind of good stuff. So Heidi, why don't we start with you? You were the first one to kind of join the backstage studio over here. Give us the coffee. What's the coffee? What's the happening? What's going on, Heidi?
Well, I had a wonderful morning already. I mean, first thing to do is wake up and go outside in Maui and it's a gorgeous day. And of course, I had my coffee. Today I had the Maui Mocha coffee. It has some chocolatey notes and it's grown here right on Maui by Maui Grown Coffee. And yeah, as you know, if you've been watching, I love my morning coffee. So great way to start the day and excited to be here.
It's that I think that somebody told me about this. It's like that very first sip of the coffee is like heaven, right? It's like heaven on earth. That first sip is like the best. So some chocolate notes. That's kind of interesting. Hey, Michelle's back. Hey, Michelle Cook, back from Makaha Valley. Welcome back, Michelle. Good to see you again. And Judy Everett Weber. Judy is a Islander Ohana alumni. Welcome back, Judy. Aloha from she says aloha from Judy and Ted Weber. Awesome. Dylan has helped them find their awesome home on the Big Island. And aloha, Ina Riley is back. Awesome. Aloha from Mauna Loa. Welcome back. Great to see you. Aloha, Ina Riley. I'm really, really happy that you're here, especially that you're here. Dylan, give us what's warming up, man. What's the shirt? What's the thing? What's the posters? What's happening, buddy?
Well, we got the Living Hula, back to the Living Hula shirt, like always. Again, shout out to them. If you want to support a local business, look them up on Instagram. They got an amazing Instagram page. Just a beautiful day in Kona today. It was rainy, very uncharacteristically. It rained like all day yesterday, even in town. People freak out in Kona when it does that. Nobody knows how to drive, and nobody knows how to go outside. Nobody has an umbrella here, so it was a traumatic day yesterday of all day rain. But that should be, it's good for the trees and the grass. So got to be thankful for that.
That's funny, man. It's like that. It's like rains are like snows on the mainland, right, Heidi? Heidi and I are both from Illinois, born in Illinois. And the first snow, no one knows. Everyone has to learn how to drive all over again. So in Kona, I guess you don't get snow in Kona, you get rain in Kona. So everyone's kind of learning how to all over again. Hey, we have a few more shout outs over here. Tom is back. Tom is from the UK. Awesome. Tom is back. Aloha, everyone. Been a while. Sorry. Hope you all are well. We were wondering where you were, buddy. So good to see you again. And I now work on Fridays, so can only attend a select few live. Tom, we're glad that you're here. And Tom has said, hey, have to say Scott looks very different. Yeah, totally different. Totally different. Yeah. In fact, changed his name and everything. Ashley, give us the update. What's going on Oahu? What's happening this morning for you?
It's finally sunny here. It was raining for a couple weeks. Our grass became a jungle in just like 2 hours. Just kidding. Same thing. Coffee. I love my morning coffee, and it is the first sip. Oh my gosh, it just warms the soul. And I think that because the milk, that oat milk, like it's heavy, so it's not even like it wakes you up. It's just for the soul. That's it. I love that the sun's out because I have not been able to bring my daughter to the pumpkin patch in Waianae since we got back from a conference. And so today I think we'll finally be able to do it and it won't be a total mud pit. So Waianae has beautiful sunflower fields and pumpkin patch. We'll go there this afternoon.
Excellent suggestion. The pumpkin, the Waimanalo pumpkin patch with your daughter. That sounds like a blast. To have young daughters who want to go pumpkin patch again. Mine are 26 and 22. They're not doing the pumpkin patch thing. They'll probably take me out to the pumpkin patch. Right, take me out to that.
So you can take the photos of them. So
selfies. Yeah, exactly. Hey, really quick. So, okay, because now we have two coffee aficionados. We have Heidi and we have Ashliey as coffee aficionados. One thing I do for special occasions, like on a Saturday or a Sunday, if you guys haven't tried this, you give it a shot and tell me what you think about it. You blend butter, take unsalted butter, and take a big stick of unsalted butter and blend it. I use a immersion blender to fully blend it, and try that. Unsalted butter in coffee. It's
is that
amazing.
the ghee butter, with that coconut oil, or you just use
unsalted butter, Irish. I want to say Irish Spring.
Kerrygold. Kerrygold is the brand at Costco.
Thank you, Kerrygold. The silver one, not the gold one, because the gold one's salted. The silver one, the Kerrygold butter. Take a slight, like 2 tablespoons. Take a 2 tablespoon slice, mix it up, throw it in the coffee, blend it with an immersion blender to get it fully emulsified. Try it out. Try it out, coffee fans. Try it out. Hey, all right, it's past 9 o'clock. We have to get going here. We have a show. We have a show to do. So why don't we do this, everybody? Let's all. First of all, we have a couple people I want to kind of give a shout out to who are commenting. Tom, Norman Falconer. Norm is a Islander Ohana alumni, and he's hanging out on the Big Island. He's been posting some cool photos.
Currently looking at homes. Looking at homes with our team. So hoping to get him under contract soon.
Awesome, man. That's hey, well, Norm, as you know, Norm, you are in the best hands you can be on the Big Island, because that team Nonaka is freaking amazing. So you are a good choice there, Norm. All right, so look, gang, let's get let's do what we kind of have been starting. I've been having a lot of fun with this. So we're gonna do our Kanakapila, which is our Hawaiian music that's going to play at your home. So everybody get your Alexas ready, get your Alexas and get your Siris ready and get your Googles ready, because here we go. I think you guys are going to like this. One of my favorite albums of all time, Sunday Manoa. So here we go. You ready? Okay. Alexa, play music from Sunday Manoa. All right. And now, hey, Siri, play music from Sunday Manoa. And then finally, okay, Google, play music from Sunday Manoa. So that should get your music all going. You guys are going to really, if you get a Sunday Manoa soundtrack, that is about as good as it gets. Dylan and Heidi and Ashley, I want you guys in the next shows to email me some of your favorite Hawaiian music, so we can kind of share what's best. And hopefully we got folks that are playing. Hey, if it's playing, let me know what song is playing on your Alexa or your Siri or your Google. I'd like to know. Mine pulled out some stuff from Pandora. It was great. All right. Tony is this is Norm's wife. We are definitely in good hands with Justice. We love her already. So there you go, man. Anyone who's named Justice, you just gotta love. How could you not love a name like Justice, right? How could you not love that, right? Thanks, Dylan. Absolutely. All right, let's do a quick news review. So let me kind of it's a couple things kind of going on that I think you folks want to know about. Welcome back, everybody. Good to all see you again. So for today, there's a Hawaiian Air Warfare. Man, if you're in the Hawaiian Islands right now, you can kind of go back and forth. I think for like $30, you could buy a ticket to the neighbor islands for like $30. And so if you can do that, you are winning. There was a story that Hawaiian Air, actually, they lost $9 million the last quarter because there's a fare war. So what's going on is that Southwest and Hawaiian are battling it out, and who wins? We win. Hopefully Hawaiian will survive the battle. Visitors down, revenues up. We've talked about this a bunch of times, that it looks like Hawaii is kind of finding its price range, because what's going on is that the visitor counts are way down. However, they're down 10%. But the hotels are generating 24% more. So this is an interesting trend. We had talked about this earlier. There's an interesting trend going on, right, where the local economy are realizing that people are willing to pay a lot more for that classic Hawaii vacation, and it seems to be bearing out. Now, how long that's going to work? We might get into trouble, unforeseen consequences. God only knows. But there was a quote over here from the Hawaii Tourism Authority. It said, wherefore in the United States Hawaii is the place to come. And with COVID, people waited 2 years. They have a lot of saved up travel money, and people are putting their money in Hawaii, which is great. Red Hill. We've been tracking the Red Hill story here on Oahu. The defueling has begun. They're going to be moving like literally millions of gallons of kerosene, jet fuel, out of these buried tanks that are buried inside hills. Unfortunately, sitting over an aquifer. Bad idea, right? But they're moving that over to to Navy fuel tanks on the base. So that's a good thing. The Maui Home Lottery. I got to talk to Heidi about this. Apparently, there's like a lottery going on. It's almost as good as the lottery. Not quite $1 billion lottery, but looks like there's a lottery going on for affordable housing. Get this, prices are estimated to be as low as $157,000 for a 1-bedroom and $191,000 for a 2-bedroom unit. That's the lottery. You win that, you're winning the lottery. So Heidi, I want to hear what you've got to say about that. And then Big Island, Mauna Loa eruption imminent. What's going on? The Mauna Loa hasn't erupted since 1984, which was, by the way, coincidentally, I moved to Hawaii in 1984, and I believe that Mauna Loa was celebrating my arrival. That's what I believe. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. But Dylan, I want to know what's going on. Are people freaking out? Mauna Loa hasn't erupted for a long time. Lava could spill into Hilo, actually. Historically, it probably won't, but it might. Finally, look at the weather there. As usual, gang, as you heard from the comments over here, weather, look at those temperatures. Again, Hawaii, 1 degree difference, 82, 83 all the way across, 74 all the way across. Perfect Hawaii weather. All right. So I got a quick thing I want to kind of share with you first. I got a quick question for you all to kind of a little trivia question. I saw this photo on social media, and I'm going to give you a couple of hints here. Here's the question. What are people in line for? Put your comments, pop the comments, put your guess. You see that line? It kind of goes as long as the eye can see. This is at Moana Shopping Center. There is a fast food place opened up. A fast food place opened up. So that's the hint. Fast food place opened up, and people are in line. It's a classic Hawaii. People like when new stuff comes to Hawaii, people will line up. They were in line for hours. What are they in line for? Take a guess. Take a wild guess. Pop it on the comments and let me know. All right. So let's do some. Why don't we do this? Let's do some quick market updates. This is your chance. I'd like to hear from. Let's go down up. Let's start with Ashliey, and then we'll go to Dylan, and then Heidi. Give us a market update. What do you want to share about Oahu? This is the time, Ashliey, where we talk about kind of what's been going on with the market, something that's notable, or any other news that you want to share about from Oahu. Go ahead, Ashliey.
I think we're seeing what I would imagine everyone's seeing nationally. The days on market is going up. They're still lower than what it was pre-COVID, but it's going up. Prices were, at least statistics coming out, we're not seeing a huge decrease. I mean, within 5%, we're, projecting most neighborhoods might decrease. It's steady around 5%, maybe up to 10%. I think this is going to be extremely important to focus on the sub neighborhoods, right? Because Kailua always had larger days on market, but they were sort of a precedence for the stability on pricing for the rest of the island. So you have Ewa Beach and Kapolei that have really short days on market. Then you have the Leeward side, which has about 3.3 months of inventory right now, versus Kailua, which has about 2.2 months of inventory, and Ewa and Kapolei that has about 2 months inventory. Pre-COVID, that was about 4 months inventory right at 2019. So I think we're just kind of getting to a normal market where buyers have the ability to negotiate again. We are seeing, buyers being able to get $10,000, $15,000 to buy down interest rates for their points and closing costs. We're seeing they're taking their time. They're coming back. They're visiting the houses 2 or 3 times before trigger pulling. Just slow, informed decision making. But they're still moving. Like, we had one that sat on market for 30 days and we got an above asking price offer. We had another that didn't get offers until day 30. Then we got 2 on the same day. It fell out of contract. Buyers are being a little pickier. We went back under contract 30 days later and had 2 offers again on the same day. So on day 60. So it's definitely more volatile, but I think as people are just getting acclimated to the new interest rates, the new market, they're still moving forward.
So in other words, things are moving back to normal the way they were pre-COVID. That's like that's been the big headline. So the week after week of the show here, you're getting kind of the normal kind of competition is returning. And speaking of people who are returning, Uncle Jim is back. Aloha, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Jim, no have to be sorry, man. This is Hawaiian time. You know, you're here. We were wondering about you. I was about to send out a search party to get you, but we're glad that you're back. And the guesses are coming in. Is it Chick-fil-A? Is it In-N-Out Burger? Is it the cult? The chick was that Chick-fil-A cult? Yeah, there you go. All right, okay. Who's next up? Dylan, give us the Big Island update, and give me a Mauna Loa a temperature check or whatever if you got anything you want to share about that, as well as anything else. Dylan, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity, volcanic activity, not coming out of the ground yet, but there's like hundreds of earthquakes a day, little minor earthquakes every day. But that's pretty common for the island. We've had Kilauea erupting for decades. So Mauna Loa is overdue. Usually every like 20 or 30 years, there's been an eruption. It's been like 40. So we're overdue for an eruption, but it's really not something we worry about. I mean, the mountain is huge. First of all, Mauna Loa is enormous. And if there's an eruption, you got to think about the distance it would take. So the last time it erupted, it was flowing towards Hilo, but it never made it there because literally, millions and millions and millions of cubic meters of lava could come out of the ground. And it has such a huge distance to cover that it a lot of times won't even make it down to the ocean. It's not like Kilauea, which is right real close to the ocean. So that's why we have an ocean entry there. So there's a lot of factors. It's not something we have any control over. So it's not something we should ever worry about. But there's definitely a lot of activity. So
in other words, don't worry too much about it. I mean, it's overdue. It's probably going to come, but hopefully, if the history has been an indicator, there's not like imminent. Well, there won't be imminent danger. Usually, because Hawaiian volcanoes are pretty mild, like it's slow moving lava. You can kind of walk out of the way. What is there anything else news you want to share about the Big On? Anything on the market, Dylan, or anything of that nature beyond kind of the normal stuff that Ashliey already talked about?
Yeah. So market wise, I mean, yeah, same as what Ashliey's talking about. She brings up a really good point about things sitting on the market and then getting multiple offers still, right? So the takeaway from that is don't delay, right? I mean, because something could be on the market 60 days and you think, I'm going to wait another week or two. That week or two could be when that next person is going to make an offer too. And now you're back into a competitive situation. And we're seeing that a lot. And that was kind of in a normal market too. It seems like when the vibe and there's excitement, somehow that attracts more energy in the universe. And then you can still draw multiple offers 30, 60 days into a listing being on the market. So definitely, if you're ready to act, there's no reason to delay. But we're definitely seeing, I've been looking back at the number of sales pre-COVID and then comparing that because we were up crazy, above 500 sales, 700 sales a month here during the prime kind of 21, early 22 months of the year. And going back to pre-COVID, it used to be between 300 and 450 sales a month. So we're still way above that. I mean, month over month, we're still selling. Like last month, there was 428 sales. And if you go back 3 years to 19, there was only 353. So we're almost 100 sales more per month than we were pre-COVID. But compared to if you go back 6 months, there was 715 sales 6 months. So it seems like 423 is low compared to 700, a few months ago, but it's still 100 more than we were 3 years ago. So when you put it all into context, the market is slowing, but it's still a very hot market and we're still very low inventory, 60% of normal inventory levels. So it's still technically a seller's market, even though buyers are being a lot more picky. If you look at the data, it's still technically a seller's market.
Interesting. Yeah, it's so again, the thing that we've been hearing kind of almost show after show here is that the craziness of COVID's coming to an end and the market's becoming more like a normal kind of a market where prices have to be competitive. There's some back and forth thing. The trigger, love the trigger pulling comment that Ashliey made. Trigger pulls. Go ahead.
We just put a listing on the market like Thursday last week, right? And did open houses over the weekend. Got 9 offers. I mean, if you price the property right, and that's the seller takeaway is just hire an expert, trust your realtor, price it properly, and you can still, they ended up getting almost 100,000 over their list price, 9 offers, right? Because it was priced properly. If we'd have priced it above where it should have been, they may not have gotten any offers. They may have just got, they may actually have left some money on the table, right? If we'd have priced it 50,000 over, we might have got that 50,000 that full price offer, but we wouldn't have got the 40 additional thousand because it was priced properly. We created competition. So the buyer demand is still there.
In other words, be smart how you price it. Work with someone who's been around the block, know what you're doing, and do the right thing in that sense. Paul's happy because he likes laid back volcanoes. Yeah, Paul. Dylan, if I'm not mistaken, back when one of the Kilauea eruptions long time ago that wiped out Kalapana, which was a small town on that side. If I'm not mistaken, the lava advance was so slow that some people had the time to literally pick up their houses and move them, right? If I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Oh yeah, they jacked houses up, put them on flatbed trailers, and then yeah, it took months. I mean, literally. So same thing is happening now. People are like, oh my goodness, I got to pack a go bag just in case the volcano erupts. It's like, really, you could pack up your whole house and leave. You'll have weeks, if not months, before, again, the lava's got to travel like 70 miles, right, from like the top of the volcano to where civilization is. So it's not going to come rushing down like water off of the mountain. It's going to be a very slow process.
Exactly, and it's not like a Mount St. Helens kind of a volcano, which is explosive. It's a slow moving.
It's like molasses. It's like oozing molasses out of the out of the top, out of a mountain that's 13,000 feet high. So.
Exactly. Hey, Ashliey, you got your first fan here, Auntie Joyce, who is basically a full-on auntie of the show. She came in through Dylan's Ohana, and Auntie Joyce is always here with us. Thank you, Auntie Joyce, for being so kind and welcoming to Ashliey, who's hanging out with us over here, trying us out. That's what's going on over there. Ashliey is trying to. Scott, everybody we had to say aloha to Scott. We wish him well, and we're going for someone new to kind of fill in the spot over here. Heidi, what is happening? Give us the Maui. First of all, let me pull it up over here. Jason is also a alumni of the Islander Ohana. Jason's beside the fact that he guessed correctly, Jason had a question over here, and I wanted to pop it on. He asked about the here it is. So Jason says, don't you have to be living in Maui currently to enter the lottery? Probably, but I'm going to let Heidi talk about what's going on with the lottery, what's going on with Maui. What do you want to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So the new Pulilahua development, it's pretty exciting. It's been in the works about 20 years, and it seems like it's moving forward now. Affordable housing is a big issue on Maui, and the first units that they're going to release, I believe the first 100 are going to be affordable units. And yes, you do have to be a Maui resident, and the lottery process is going to prioritize the applications based on the length that somebody has lived on Maui to, really give priority to local families, which is what this is for. It's subsidized by the county. We have expensive real estate here, but we also need affordable units. However, this entire development that's going to be developed over the coming years is eventually going to have 800 units. There's going to be lots for sale. There's going to be single family homes, condos, and a lot of these are going to be market rate opportunities. And it's a beautiful area. It's pretty much in my backyard. I walk up to the Kapalua airport. There's beautiful views from up there. So, pretty exciting. It's moving forward, and also happy to see that we're getting some much needed affordable housing. And absolutely, it is like winning the lottery. At those prices. So the people that would qualify would be Maui residents. And then the income guidelines they've given would be households making about $60,000 to about $121,000 to qualify for these studio 1 and 2 bedroom listings. And then the actual price they pay is going to be based on their income. And they're also putting some rules in place so these units can't be flipped. They have to stay affordable for the next 30 years. Really just to give some stability to the community, and also because it is like winning the lottery, preventing people from selling them for 10 times the price in the 2 years or something like that.
That is the lottery, man. Boy, you are not that is you are not kidding. A lot of things. Heidi, is there anything you want to share about the market or anything else about Maui?
Yeah, I mean, the market's going along. The last listings that I've been involved in, I mean, we've had multiple offers. Still over half of properties are selling at or over asking price. And the year-to-date statistics 2022, I mean, show that single-family homes are up 15% compared to last year. Condos are up 19%. I mean, that's just an overall look year-to-date this year versus last year. Number of sales happening is down about 20%. Volumes down about 20%. It's not as intense as a market as last year. And it's just really interesting because you are seeing buyers coming in and making low offers, but then some of those buyers are then another buyer comes in and makes a higher offer, and then they're just surprised because they're thinking, I can come in and make a low offer and get this. So it's interesting. I mean, the market's maybe going back towards I guess what we consider a more balanced market. Maui always has an inventory problem. I mean, there's not enough properties here for all the people that want to buy them. So I see that continuing for a while. I mean, the market is still quicker. Days on market are still much less than what we saw like in 2019, 2018, and prior to COVID. So
this has been really interesting to me in that, by the way, so Jason says, hey, thank you. Makes sense. Prices are amazing. And from what I've seen, the houses are too. Yeah, it is a lottery win. What's interesting to me is that we still, I don't think that we've seen quite the hit to Hawaii's real estate market as what seems to be happening, or at least by the headlines, what's going on with the mainland with the rise in interest rates, right? Because this interest rate rise has been huge, has a huge impact, but I haven't seen the big negative effect. Dylan, you want to comment on that at all? Have you seen? Are you catching anything, any kind of an effect, or any of you? Let's start with Dylan. Are you catching anything on that, Dylan?
Well, the interest rates are definitely a deterrent to buyers right now. That's definitely suppressed buyer demand and is the major driver behind it. But we're just shifting and being smarter about it. And again, this is why you got to implement some good strategy. Is as a seller right now, what we're doing is instead of conceding on sales price necessarily, is give a credit back to the buyer to buy down their interest rate. So you can buy down the interest rate by a point or more sometimes, depending on your loan program. It's all, you got to talk to your lender about this and what the costs are going to be. But you can incentivize a buyer and satisfy that objection about the interest rate by creating a seller incentive. And same thing with buyers. We're telling buyers like, hey, if you want to overall pay a lower monthly payment, instead of, let's just offer them full price and then ask them for a $10,000 or $15,000 credit to buy down the interest rate. And that way the net to the seller would be the same, even if you offer less on the asking price, but the net benefit to the buyer is huge. I mean, it could be $300 to $700 a month based on the purchase price, right? So if you could be making back $7,000 a year potentially, and over 10 years, we're talking $70,000. You know what I mean? So the cost savings, because you buy an interest rate down, it can be significant.
Wow. So hey, there's something about my brain, and I can only hear so many numbers rattled off in my head, and then my eyes kind of go back in their sockets. So what I'm catching at my headline out of this is, there's not ways around it, but there's ways to be smart about it. And you want to, again, work with someone like a Dylan or an Ashliey or a Heidi and kind of get your stuff together. All right. Look, let's get back onto some fun stuff over here, because I've had
Ashliey's got something to add there.
Yeah,
ahead,
I just
Ashliey.
wanted to say real quick to
Pop
what
in.
you
Go
had
ahead.
said, Peter, and Dylan's 1,000% right. But to the point of what's going on with the mainland versus Hawaii, I think it's because our land is just such a commodity, and we're an international hub, and we have 7 military bases within 50 miles of each other, and there's no other place like that in the nation. So I think between our international buyer pool and being, the meeting place of the Pacific, and then having all those military bases, we just have a lot more stable economy in addition to tourism than, say, a lot of other markets on the mainland. So historically speaking, when we see, market corrections, or if we see ups and downs, Hawaii has always been kind of stable. Even in 2008, we really only saw 5 to 8% decreases in a lot of neighborhoods, at least here on Oahu. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
No, that's a great point, Ashley, and you're very right about that. My joke about that is that Hawaii doesn't participate so much in the party, a party of like, real estate prices like skyrocketing out of nowhere. It's pretty much stable. But then again, we're not, because we don't participate with the party. We don't also get the hangover, which is the crash afterwards, right? Like an 08, right? We didn't get the party, didn't get the hangover either. So it kind of goes both ways. But yeah, that's a great point. Hawaii's market is, COVID really showed us all how amazingly stable Hawaii's market is. All right, look, I'm dying to kind of share what the story was over here about what are people in line for, right? Okay, so y'all had some good guesses. This is classic local culture, folks. It's classic local culture. The winner is Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A was it. Now I gotta say, Michelle, you kind of cheated because you live on Oahu. You would know the answer to that. So that's kind of cheating, but we'll let you slide. Kinai, you were right. It is Chick-fil-A. Bob Carl, you were correct. Chick-fil-A. Who else had Chick-fil-A? Jason guessed Chick-fil-A. Norm guessed Chick-fil-A. Yeah, Chick-fil-A. It's classic local culture, man. It's classic. People will wait in line for hours when a new place comes in. It's like, or the better one is, like my favorite example is on Maui. Maui is the only place that has what the hell's the name of the it's not Dunkin' Donuts. It's Krispy Kremes. Some people take flights to Maui just to pick up Krispy Kremes to bring them back into the office on Oahu. If you go to, like, if you happen to be like if you live on Oahu or the and you go to Maui, you do not dare come back home. You do not dare come back home without dropping by Krispy Kremes. It's so funny. And I don't know. I'm going to rattle on this for a moment. We're on this flight one time. So went to Maui on a business trip, and we're coming back. And of course, we go through the drive-through at Chick-fil-A because it's right by the airport. We pick up, not Chick-fil-A. We drop by the Krispy Kreme drive-through Krispy Kreme, pick up a box, get on the airplane. We're on the airplane, bunch of locals all going back. Guess what everybody has in the overhead? Everybody in the overhead has got boxes of Krispy Kremes. The whole freaking overhead compartment of the aircraft is filled with boxes of Krispy Kremes. So it's a good one. Anyway, want to comment on that one? Throwing it in the culture, but interesting. Yeah. Oh, hey, okay. So it's not just me. Thank you, Peter. I'm the same with numbers. I just can't. It's ADD. I don't know what it is, Tony. It's ADD. It's ADHD. I don't know what it is, but and I'm a programmer. So I'm all about them. But hearing it, I can't. I can only hear so much. I'm not in real estate. Not me. Dylan and Ashliey and Dylan and Heidi are in real estate. Not me. So anyway, all right. Let's move on. I want to make I got a big announcement I've got to make here. So, gang. Look, you heard me mention about our Islander Ohana alumni who are with us, like Norm and Jane Sims and Judy and Joan. They're all alumni of the Islander Ohana. We are opening up. Basically this is all about the Islander Ohana is all about a program, the formal program, the only one I know of that is here designed to help you live the dream in Hawaii, to help you avoid disaster, because a lot of people make moves and they should be here because Hawaii is not for everybody. We've got incredible classes. I've got a whole list. I'll show you. We got a whole list of courses that are part of the Islander Ohana, including the most important thing that I could think of, which is how to correctly pronounce Hawaiian words. You got to do that. But Islander Ohana is really, truly an Ohana, making new friends. There's a group of us. In fact, we meet every so often. The ladies had a birthday celebration just about a week ago. We're getting together for a barbecue at Dan's house this weekend and help you connect in. So it is opening. The first cohort, the next cohort is going to start in January of 2023. I'm going to post a link in the chat. I have not made this announcement yet. You are the first ones to kind of get about it. Well, I told the alumni about it first, and the alumni are already signing up. They're going to be a part of this and participating. We're going to announce it through the newsletter next week. I just popped a link. Boom! I just popped a link in the chat. Get on the registration list. We're going to send out the announcements and invite people to participate. It's going to sell out. They normally always do. Islander Ohana, get on it. This is what you want to be a part of. This is what everyone here who comes with and is with us on. So, all right, let's move on. So here's the big question that I kind of want us to talk about. I've got let me kind of show you again what I've been looking over here. So the big question is, why do people leave, right? Why do people leave Hawaii? And we have a partner. Let's see here. We have partners on the that we've worked with before. I don't know if you all for the veterans of the show who have been here. We work with the folks at Grassroots. This was we had him as a guest. Their executive director Kaylee, and they got this great thing about why we left Hawaii. And I thought about this. So there's all kinds of they're listing all these people and their stories of why they left Hawaii. And I thought that would be a good topic for us to discuss. So let's talk about this. Why do people leave Hawaii? Now, Heidi and Dylan and Ashliey, we've all been here long enough. We know good friends, close friends who have left, who have come and who have gone. And part of the Islander Ohana is to kind of get this all educated as well. But why do people leave Hawaii? Heidi, why don't let's go down the line. Let's go Heidi and Dylan and then Ashliey. Why do people leave Hawaii?
Well, a lot of people leave Maui to go settle on the 9th island in Las Vegas, mostly because of the cost of buying a home here is really high. The other reason I see people leaving is to be closer to kids or grandkids on the mainland for family. I mean, those are kind of the top two. And then sometimes we'll see people move here in retirement, and then once they get into later retirement, they decide to move back to wherever they originally moved from.
Yeah, I think that retirement one's a big one. Like there's a big draw, right? Because if your children or like a lot of local folks, there's some of those stories have, all their kids have moved because they couldn't afford it or whatnot for better opportunity. Family's a big one. Dylan, what do you think is a big thing that you want to add to this?
I totally connected to Heidi's comments. I think I've told this story before, right? So this is like the typical profile of a lot of buyers in our market here, and it's important to kind of know the difference between people leaving. There's people who are like from here originally that leave, and I think they leave for different reasons, and people that have moved here and then leave after moving here for a specified period of time. So but for the folks that move here, one of the cycles that we see is they move here between their mid 50s and mid 60s, their retirement age, early, maybe retiring a little bit early, have a real estate investment somewhere else that they can cash out in, and then come here with cash or a large down payment to offset the cost of housing. And they move here with the dream of living in Hawaii, and they imagine that their kids and their grandkids are going to visit them all the time, and that they're going to have this perfect life here. And then they get here, and 10 years later they realize the kids and the grandkids don't visit them as much, or their friends don't come and visit them as much. And now they may have some health issues that we don't have, the specialized care that they need here on the islands. And so those kind of factors end up driving them to go back to, somewhere else in the mainland, either where they came from or somewhere closer, maybe to grandkids and things like that. So that's a very common cycle. And then they're just replaced with somebody who's 10 years younger than them, starting that whole cycle over again. So from the standpoint of the seller that wasn't from here to begin with, that's a very common profile. The folks that are from here that leave, it's almost always economic opportunity, right? I mean, they're leaving because they can make a similar amount of money in another market and then buy a home for half or less than half the cost, and it's twice as big and twice as nice than what they could buy here. So
yeah, Dylan, I mean, well said. Thank you. I love the name Maximum Salad. Max Salad is what great play on words. Max Salad. Well said. And we have talked about this before. One of the comments, in fact, that we had from one of our Islander Ohana members, we had a meeting. We put it together in a course of things that you didn't realize that you learned when you first move here. One comment was, don't buy the big house thinking that people are coming over, because not only, and here's another one, Dylan, on your to riff on that, not only are people not coming over, but when they do, they don't want to stay with you. They want to stay at the resort. They want to be with the pools. They want to be beachfront. They don't want to hang out in your, not regular, but they don't want to hang out in your residential house that's in a residential neighborhood. They want to be in the beach. So they're going to come over and say hello to you. Then they're going to go hang out at the beach. So yeah, it's a lost cause. Ashliey, what's your take on here? How do you respond to why people leave?
I think I really like how Dylan and Heidi compartmentalize to, people who move here versus the local community. I think what I found is local families who move obviously are housing prices, but also they're the younger adults. They want to go to college. They want to experience, different cultures in the world. And when they go out, they realize, man, I can live somewhere and I can just drive across the states and I can have a lot of different experiences. And I think some people do feel like an island is just, it feels kind of small. And then you have others who go off and they're like, okay, I can never leave. I need to come back. So I think that that's just personal preference, how far does someone want to fly sort of thing. And then obviously economics with pricing, there's a lot more opportunity. There's a lot more jobs that are on the mainland. But with that said, now through COVID, we've experienced a lot more virtual opportunities. So we have a whole other demographic of people who are moving here for those. And I think we'll see a lot of them leave shortly too, as people get more back into the brick and mortar businesses. Because if jobs go overseas, then we're going to see other job opportunities opening up in the next couple of years. And then you have your younger adults that come here, and it's a very transient state, right? People come here because it's a feeling that they're chasing. They're looking for something. Maybe they didn't have the best, upbringing, or they didn't have the best stability where they're from. So they come because they want to find peace. And they find it, but once they get to a certain point of adulthood, they realize it's really hard to afford it. So you've got to just make sure you plug into as many platforms as you can like this to understand how to get opportunity, how to not just survive, but thrive on this island. And it's completely possible, but a lot of people don't plug into that. So they have to leave for, financial reasons as well. And then you do all of those other great points that you guys brought up.
Excellent comment. Yeah, you're right on the money about that, about everything that you said. I couldn't agree more at all points. Well done. Had a couple of comments over here.
Ashley brings up a really good point, right? I mean, we leave this demographic out sometimes, but there's a huge demographic of like the early 20-year-old after college who's gonna move to Hawaii and teach yoga on the beach, right? That's the dream, right? And then
it's year 3, the veil sort of undid, and you were like, wait a minute, I can't afford to go hiking and go to the beach every day. Like, I can't rent a room anymore. I'm getting to my 30s. So
I'm going to live in the jungle. I'm going to live in the jungle and eat fresh fruits every day that I'm going to pick from like wild trees. I'll live like that. Go ahead, Dylan. I'm sorry.
I know, and you can do that for a year or two, living in a hostel or living in, renting somebody's downstairs room or something like that. But when it's time to be a grown up and like start a relationship or maybe have kids, like that's unsustainable, right? So as people kind of mature and then they move into the next phase of life, it becomes the reality of whether you can do that here and just bartend on the weekends and teach yoga on the beach in the mornings is not a sustainable economic lifestyle.
I was one of those, so I can relate to someone's comment. Yes, I was like, I'm going to be a scuba dive instructor, and I was like, I'll be homeless if I do that. So I decided that this place did bring me a lot of joy, and I was going to insert myself into the culture, and I was going to make it happen. But I also experienced a lot of people that I met in that journey who could not do that. They could not survive and thrive, and that's why I'm hell-bent on teaching people how to do it. Locals, obviously, especially because you don't want people you want people to choose to leave because they want to, not because they feel they have to.
Ashley, we are on the same page. That is exactly what the Islander Ohana is about. That is exactly what I hold this whole livinginhawaii.com thing that I started, to kind of live into my golden years. I moved here when I was 21 years old. And, Dylan, it's kind of funny. I had a beach. Yeah. I was different. I was stupid and cocky and, full of myself. And, I was going to rule this place because I was a master programmer and everyone needs programmers. So I'll have no problem. And yeah, I got hit over the head and starved. And that's a whole long story that I don't want to get into, but it's not, but I was not a yoga instructor. I assure you that. But I noticed, Ashley, on your background there, it says surf country. I think it says surf country or surf county. Surf
country.
Surf country. Okay. Surf country. Yeah, there you go. Surf country. Yeah. I did as a kid from Chicago. I was completely enamored with the surf, and it just kind of got me. Hey, real quick, I want to mention Norm's got this. Hey, we're swirling today after looking at homes yesterday. Saw a really great place. I'm trying to figure out how to proceed. So many thoughts swirling. Norm, don't swirl. Call the experts. What are you waiting for? Get a hold of Dylan and his team and figure that out.
Trust your gut. Don't overthink it.
Trust your gut. Don't overthink it. There you go. That's it, man. That is a Dylanism, as I call it, a Dylanism. It is a Dylanism, and a great one at that. Hey, let's see a couple of comments over here. Yeah. So Andre, it is about the journey. It is about the journey. And thank you, Joan. Ashliey is a great addition. I think so. We'll see how this goes. I mean, it's working on. Well, Joan, I got to see how much Ashliey likes. It's not about us liking her. She's pretty lovable, but I don't know about us. That's what I'm not too sure about. So we have to figure all that part out. Party at Norman's place. Norm, when are you doing it, dude? Let's go. We have the Islander Ohana is branch. We already have the majority of the Islander Ohana is on Oahu, but we have some folks on the Big Island, and like Judy's going to be on the Big Island, and Norm's there, and also Ray. No, Ray's not here today, but Ray, Dylan is moving to the Big Island too, and we also have Joanne. Joanne is living on Maui. So we are branching out the Islander Ohana to all the places. So great, everybody. All right. Hey, I'm curious, gang, if you've got, what about you? You've heard this whole conversation on, right? About why do people leave? I'm curious, what kind of thoughts, concerns, questions do you have? Do you think you could make it? If are you part of the 50s crowd like Dylan talked about, where you want to, like Norm, for example, where you want to kind of move to the Big Island? You think it's going to be for the long term? Is family going to kind of pull you back? Are you in your 20s where you want to be the yoga instructor on the beach and eat fruits? Eat fruits from the jungle and to survive. What's your profile? What are you thinking about? How would family? Family's a big deal. Gang, to Ashliey and to Heidi and Dylan, my thing, and it's a huge part of the course that we go through, the cohort that as we walk through it. It's a five meeting course and hours of instruction that you go through. I believe it's the spiritual part. And Ashliey, you touched on it. It's like, you had to kind of find it within yourself that this was going to make this work. And, Hawaii gave you some benefits that surpassed the financial hit that we all take. I think it's fundamentally a spiritual thing that really keeps you to Hawaii, unless you're born here and then your family's here and you don't want to move and all that kind of good stuff. That's the obvious one. All right. But gang, pop it in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. Let us know what you think. Questions, comments, concerns. We need to move on over here. Let's get into our diamonds and deals section. Let's kind of pop this up. So this is where we talk about. I've asked our co-hosts here to come up with properties that they think are cool, that they want to feature, either diamonds or deals. And let's see. The first one here is what the heck is that? Maui, Heidi. This is stunning. What is this?
So this is a new construction, very modern, contemporary style home in Kula, which is a new agricultural development. So it's on about 2 acres. You can see it's going to have a pool, jacuzzi, amazing views, listed at 3.8 million. So we don't see a lot of super modern architecture on Maui. We have a lot of plantation style and more traditional style homes. So for somebody looking for this type of home, I think it's an interesting opportunity, and you'll have land too, which is really nice.
That has got to be the coolest pool shot I think I've ever seen. It looks like one of those infinity pools, but it's lit up and there's like a pool outside the pool. And that's like all that. That's one house, right? That's not the resort clubhouse. Like that's like an example of the home that you get. Is that right?
Yeah, that's one house. So yeah,
Damn.
Super cool.
4-bedroom, 4-bath on 1.935 acres. Oh my God. I didn't catch that comment until I just saw it now. It's a 2-acre shot. Jeez. Excellent. That's amazing property. Okay. Who's buying the Maui property? It's just that pool right, Ashliey? we keep talking, and through Dylan, maybe we'll do some kind of a crypto coin. We'll all get into. We'll like create some kind of a cryptocurrency that we could all like buy like 1/100,000th of the property and kind of use it for like a day. 1 day out of every 10 years or something like that. But it would be totally awesome. Hey, before we move on, Michelle's got a comment over here. Turned 16 May, decided to retire, sold home in the Florida Keys. New life is all about sea glass, sunsets, and swimming. Couldn't be happier. Michelle, what does Dylan call it? Living the dream, man. Living the dream. I even stole that line, Dylan, and made it like the byline on Living in Hawaii. Living the dream. It is living the dream. All right, cool. Let's get on to our what's up next over here. We got the next property up here is, I believe this is, let me turn this off. This is
that's mine. That's poor photo quality. I don't know where my text is. I'm sorry.
It was there and now it's gone, but that's okay. Go for it. Why don't you share with us what you got, and I'll see if I could. The geek here will. Oh, it's here. It's that's odd. Okay. Anyway, go ahead, Ashliey. What do you got?
So this is in Lu'u'u'ulei. This is Waianae, the Leeward side, and I chose this one because it's under $1 million, and it has for Oahu a sizable lot. It's over 8,000 square feet. It's 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, but it has a full-size in-ground pool, and then you're right there by the beach. And if you look at the bay on the further end, that's all protected cove. That was Waianae's old small boat harbor. So it's no longer the boat harbor, but you still have the berms that protect the water. So you can snorkel there, you can boat there. It's 15-acre beach park, and they just redid the kids' playground. So you have the keiki area. Then you have the Pokai Bay restaurant right across the street. So after like you're hot in the sun, you can go get your shave ice. And then right on the other side of the main street, you have Waianae's mall, which just has like Planet Fitness, Long's Drugs. It's not really a mall. It's just like a strip of shops, but that's West Side.
Hey, it's a mall. It's a mall in the West Side, side of parlance.
Just don't give up your hopes if you drive by and you're like, what? But honestly, I chose this one because I have like development deals and I have a bunch of things that are coming up too that I think are really exciting. But this is my just ultimate favorite. I can't believe it was still on market. This is when we got above asking price offer after being on market for 30 days. And then they fell out 2 days later. He owned a security company. His largest account bailed that they canceled their contract. So he canceled 2 days in. And I'm like, gosh, I can't believe it. This thing is a diamond in the absolute rough. If you're looking to retire or if you have to work from home, you don't need to commute. This is such an amazing value. Under $1 million, 8,000 square foot, pool, beach, everything you can need. And they redid everything. They redid all the electric. They did the underground plumbing. They even did the sewer lateral line, which is a $30,000, $40,000 upgrade. It is. You don't buy houses very often that dig up and trench and replace the sewer lateral line on a flip. Everything is just turnkey about this one.
Wow.
It's a really nice property. I'm glad I got to highlight it.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you did too. I don't know why there's some kind of a technical thing. We'll have to figure it out because when I do the preview, it shows Lu'u'u'ulei Beach Home, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, $950. But when I pop it on, it's a geek thing and I can't figure it out. I can't de-geek live on live TV here, but this is where you kind of mentioned something quick, and I'm gonna highlight because it speaks to me. You said about the they redug up the sewer line underneath the home, right? You mentioned that. What was the term that you used?
It's a sewer lateral line. And normally when people say new plumbing, new electric, they mean new above ground plumbing, or they mean the plumbing underneath your, bathroom vanity. But to actually replace the underground plumbing, and a lot of people don't do this in their home inspections, but we make it our buyer requirement, always scope your lines. And a lot of them is old cast iron. These homes are often built in the 40s and 50s, and you've got deteriorated cast iron, especially close to the ocean like this. So it's very rare that you see the sewer underground being replaced. And it's one of the probably largest value adds to this property, but you can't see it, right? And people want to just invisible. See. And we still priced it at market value without that into consideration.
The reason why that speaks to me is because, I live in a home that was built in the 50s, and we've got one of those cast iron, the cast iron underground pipes, and it's under, and the house is on a concrete pad. You just can't dig that up and replace it at any old time. It's a big deal. We're going to be relining it. It's in good shape, but it's a big deal, and that's why it spoke to me. So yeah. Okay, gang. Well, look, gang, y'all watching this one. It's below market value, $950. That is kind of crazy to be so close to the beach. If that's the area for you, you want to let us know about that. That is a don't want to miss that one if you can help it. And now that I've geeked out, my slide deck is not working correctly. So give me a moment here. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. And I need to do this. Pardon the. There we go. Okay. Live technical redos while you watch. All right, Dylan, what do you got for us over here?
Yeah, this is just a killer estate property on acreage. So 5 acres, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, 5,500 square feet, just a huge house. Keopu Mauka is in like the coffee belt. So it's at like probably 1,700 feet of elevation, something like that, but super cool, sweeping views. I don't know if it does it justice, but in those little pictures in the bottom, you kind of see how the living room opens up and you just have a huge ocean view right from the living room out to the deck area. Just a beautiful home. You can see architecturally, it's just beautiful. And then that's Hawaiian Mountain in the background. So yeah, if you're looking for just lush country living, but you're still like 10 minutes away from Costco, this is a huge opportunity. So
this is beautiful. Wow.
Right? Thank you, Ashley. It's the 10 minutes from Costco that closed me, Dylan. That's what closed me on this deal. 10 minutes from Costco. What could be better than being 10 minutes from Costco? No, but what's let's see, is that okay? So do you guys hear anything, or was
Nope.
it just okay?
Just you.
It's just me. Something I clicked on something. I don't know what I clicked on, but anyway. So we're gonna what's amazing to me is that the you look at the differences, right? Here is the Maui home, a mind-blowing Maui home, 3.8 million. Hey, gang, I'm just kind of curious, what would you pick, right? Would you pick the 4-bedroom, 4-bath, almost 2 acres for 3.8 on Maui? Stunning. Would you pick the killer, amazing, right by the beach and snorkeling, a Waianae, a redone home? Look at it; looks brand new with the new plumbing and all that kind of stuff for a little bit under $1 million, which is still, actually, now that you mentioned, that is really like a crazy price, right? That's a crazy price, gang. There it is. Something showed up. Oh, it was part of the slideshow. Okay, all right. So there it is. Bam. You never know, right? Or the 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath, 5,000 square foot. Look at this freaking mountainside, 4.5 million. What would you take, gang? What would you take? Oh, by the way, I wanted to give a shout out to Max Salad. There we go. Max Salad, who says, lot of spinner dolphins in that bay. Correct. Spinner dolphins. That's where a lot of the dolphin tours, they used to take off from that boat harbor. I don't know what the story is. I haven't gone there for ages, but spinner dolphins on the west side. Kai, Kel, what home? They're all incredible. Like, which one are we talking about? They're like the Maui one. They're amazing. All right. I sound like a real estate salesman, and I don't sell real estate. And I don't want to do that. And sea turtles at Pokai, yes, yeah, sea turtles at Pokai Bay, absolutely. All right, I think you know what, gang. Look at it. It's 9:53, and I want to give a shout out and a mahalo here to Uncle Jim. Uncle Jim, Ashley is an absolute natural for the show. Well, thank you, Jim. We'll see. We'll talk with Ashley off camera to see if we fit her. We'll find all that out. I'm gonna reserve judgment. We're gonna move on, gang. We're gonna close this up. Listen, a quick thing at the top here. Next show, as usual, will be in 2 weeks, which will be November 11th. It's going to be 10 a.m. Hawaii time for us because we're moving. We're losing the daylight savings time is coming to an end, I believe, on November 6th, if I'm not mistaken. But we will have switched. You will have switched. We don't switch in Hawaii. We don't need daylight savings time because we have all the daylight that we need, right? So we don't need that. So we're going to move to 10. Your time will be the same. See you in 2 weeks. All right. Let's close up some thought over here. Just Patrick, you missed the whole dude. You missed the whole thing. You missed the whole thing. You missed Ashley. You missed it all. You missed it all. But anyway, well, glad you're here. The spinner dolphins and sea turtles put me over the edge. Yeah, Joan, this is for you, girl. This is for you. Sea turtles, and we're hanging out at your place. Joan is also an alumni of the Honor Ohana. We are hanging out, party at Joan's in Waianae at that awesome house with the pool. All right.
I'm just going to say this show has been
yeah.
very valuable to me because now I know what to add to my property description that I didn't have before. So thank you guys, because I'm going to go back and add because there are tons of spinner dolphins and turtles. Appreciate it.
Awesome. See, this is the social, this is the interaction piece. So now you know, hey, you know what? Ashliey, that is a fantastic observation. And well, first of all, Patrick says he's sorry. Where is it? Patrick, wait. Let's see. This is all kind of Patrick. Sorry, Patrick, you're lost, dude. You're lost. That's all. But you're here. You're here. That's for us. And Norm wants the big island property. Aloha, I know Riley. So enjoyed your new guest. All right, okay. Ashliey, you're getting some thumbs up from everybody. That's a good sign for you. I don't know about us. I'm not sure if Ashliey is in with us. For your lips to God's ears, right, Joan? Exactly. So anyway, so Ashliey, you know what? And Ashliey, I got to tell you something. Everything that you see on the show are actually features that people brought up that we've incorporated. The news, the music, the closing thoughts, all this stuff has come from everybody. So really it's a collaboration. And, you just made me realize something that maybe Dylan and Heidi might want to think about too. This is great feedback to help you improve your listings, right? So gang, if you got some things that you'd like to kind of share on helping them improve their listings, pop them back. That's a great comment. Closing thoughts. So look, all the regulars here, you know what these closing thoughts are. What are yours? Pop them in the comments as we go through our closing motivational thoughts. If you got something that you want to share, please pop it in the comments. I want to hear about it. All right, let's move on. Dylan, go for it. What is your quote and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, I went through a certification for coaching this last couple of weeks, and this is one of the things I got out of it. Is everything you want in life is just outside your comfort zone and 100% inside your accountability zone. So just a good reminder that, to push beyond where we're comfortable to get the stuff that we really want in life. And if you can hold yourself accountable, you can really do anything, right? And have somebody in your life that helps hold you accountable to your goals and your dreams. So just a good thought to keep in mind.
Dylan, my only question is, were you teaching that coaching course or were you taking that coaching course? Because you're a pretty awesome coach right off the bat.
I was taking it, and again, trying to further self-develop and get better at being a leader for my team. But yeah, I find myself as a coach a lot of times with the people in our business, but I've never had any formal training, right? So it was really good to actually, we'll talk offline about disc profiles, something we should do.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. Let's do that. Max Salad says, my condo, I see daily rainbows. Wasn't in the real estate listen, but would have made it even sweeter. Daily rainbows. There you go. Hey, Heidi, your turn. What's your quote and how does it speak to you?
Opportunity does not knock. It presents itself when you beat down the door. This is a quote by Kyle Chandler. And what it means to me is just a reminder to be persistent and take action in making the opportunities for yourself that you're looking for. So not to literally beat down the door, but just take action. I'd
say beat it down, Heidi. Well, the quote stands the way it says. And aloha, I know Riley, relish the details of the day and give thanks. Absolutely. One of the biggest things study after study has shown is that those who are thankful, psychologically, it just does everything for you. You come out ahead psychologically by giving thanks. So thanks for sharing that. But Heidi, beat down the door. You're absolutely right. I would say beat down the door. Ashliey, what's your quote and how does it speak to you?
I think this resonates especially in the economic times that we're coming into right now, and especially for anybody who is an entrepreneur or just putting in work with exercise or, we kind of look at, if you exercise, for example, and you look in the mirror, you don't see results, right? And you look and you don't see results. But if you exercise to see that result daily, then you would probably stop. But just understanding that your overall life will get better down the line. So it was just a good reminder for me that, I'm not going to judge my success today. I'm not going to judge the results today by the things that I start implementing today, but I've got to water that. I've got to wait and I've got to reap those rewards down the line. So be patient with yourself. Every day, your best changes, and it's not going to be something instantaneous. There'll be these small increases or small improvements that you might not even notice, but it will make a bigger impact in your life overall.
You have to read the quote. That's part of the ritual. You have to read the quote.
Don't
You didn't
judge
read it.
each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Start good habits.
Awesome. Great. Excellent.
I
Thanks.
got a great illustration from that I heard the other day. Is if you
Yeah,
eat a
let's
Big
hear
Mac, if you eat a Big Mac today, you probably won't see the difference. If you eat a Big Mac a day for a month, you're probably not going to see the difference. But if you eat a Big Mac a day for a year, you'll start to see a difference. And if you eat a Big Mac every day for 5 years, you will definitely see the difference. So it works both ways, right? And same thing with healthy habits and good habits. Sometimes it takes a year to 5 years, but you know the difference is huge.
The
Absolutely.
Big Mac method of coaching. Yes, well said, Dylan. It's the pattern, right? What is the pattern that you are establishing in your life? All right. Finally, my turn. As you all know, this has become my signature. Interesting, so here's the fun part, right? We don't collaborate. We just kind of throw our own quotes out. Everybody just kind of puts it together. You notice there was a theme today, right? The theme today was sort of success, etc. So here's mine from Proverbs. I love that book. Some pretend to be rich, yet have nothing. Others pretend to be poor, yet have great wealth. And for me, what speaks to me about that is I never judge a book by its cover. Never judge a book by its cover. Some people, they looked at they're living the high life and you don't know what's going on inside. Some people, you have no idea, yet they're wealthier than you could ever imagine. And really what matters is like what's inside your life, right? It's about what's in you. This makes me think for some reason, I don't know why, but it makes me think about a quote that I heard. Never compare yourself to others. It will only make you depressed. Definitely never compare yourself to other people's Facebook news feeds. That'll absolutely, or their Instagram pictures. You'll absolutely get depressed if you compare yourself to that. Rather, compare yourself to who you were a year ago. That's the comparison that you make. Compare yourself to yourself. All right. I think that's it, gang. So we're all going to say goodbye to everybody. It is that time. You all were great. Love you. It was a great show. Thank you all for being a part of it. Thank you guys for being a new co-host over here. Let's go around clockwise and say goodbye. Heidi, then Dylan, and then Heidi. Say goodbye, everybody.
Aloha. Have a great weekend.
Have an awesome weekend, everybody.
Aloha. Have a blessed day.
A blessed day. Love it. Hey, have a great day. Love you all. See you all in 2 weeks. Same time for you at 10 o'clock for us. Aloha.